Well, hey all, this is Bill, and I want to give a little, I don't know, mind flow, a little mindful moment, the thought process of some of the things I'm working on. And this kind of leans into the sound field, the sound healing space, but also yoga nidra to a bit. Actually, it's everything we do in the healing practices. And it's come up over and over again about where we carry stress and tension, but where we carry trauma in our body and where we carry our different emotions. And there's a lot of different ways and perspectives on this, but it's important to understand in the sound healing realm and in a guided yoga nidra realm, we're connecting to the whole body, especially when we're doing group sessions. When we're doing individual sessions, we can channel that focus to specific areas where we think that energy needs to be healed. A lot of the teachings in sound healing talk about how energy is out of harmony, or how our whole body is in a space of dis-ease, right? And we use our instruments to bring ease to the dis-ease and harmony to the disharmony. We use our intention to move into a space of healing. And as we know, intention's everything, because we could just play our instruments and they'll be relaxing, but when we put intention behind it, it makes a difference. So one of the lessons I've been leaning into is, where are we carrying our emotions in our body? And everybody's different, and every emotion's different, and every instance is different, right? Also, in the space of trauma, where are we storing that unresolved energy? Because trauma is unresolved energy and we need to find a solution to resolve it. As we all know, we carry a lot of trauma from our early years, from things that happened to us in the past, especially when we were children, because as we grow older, we have more tools, more skills to resolve the trauma when it happens. But when we're kids, we don't have the skills. And so it just gets stored as unresolved energy. So when we're focusing on something like grief, for instance, I've heard it said that grief is stored in the legs and the knees, and that could be true. But we know that grief is so much more than the one thing, right? In Chinese medicine, they say the grief and the sorrow is stored in the lungs and in the chest area, and in the heart space, because grief is a lot of different things. There's worry, there's anger, there's fear, there's shame, there's doubt. All those things combine into grief, and how we rise and fall through the different energies of grief, right? For instance, worry. And worry is a big part of, what is my life going to be like now that this person I love is not part of it? Worrying about the other people who are suffering in grief as well. That generally is carried in the stomach area in some instances. Anger. There's anger and grief, anger at the loss or anger at ourselves, for not doing certain things before this person passed away, or not being there as much as we wanted to be. And that's generally said to be stored in the lower back, right? Fear of the unknown. Fear and worry kind of go together, but they're different as well. So fear is stored in the abdomen, but also in the back of the legs. Shame. Shame is a part of grief. I'm ashamed that I wasn't there all of the times I should have been there before my mom passed away. Or I feel some shame for something I did in the past that I didn't resolve or move to a place of forgiveness, or for thinking about this person in a certain way, or whatever it is. Shame is really connected to the solar plexus, really affects the digestive system. So we can focus on all these different specifics. And when we're working with a client individually, we can lean into those things and say, where are you feeling this? And then we can use our skills in nidra and sound to help resolve that unresolved energy. We can approach the whole body holistically, body, mind, and spirit, every single part of that person, by giving them a beautiful session that helps resolve the energy in a whole holistic way. Because sometimes I'm starting to see, as we study this more and more, we might resolve the issue that's going on here and shift the energy, or try to resolve that energy blockage that's happening here. But sometimes if there's a blockage above that or connected to it, that energy blockage shifts. And so this is resolved, but this gets worse or gets bigger. Of course, it's all about what we focus on too. So are we moving our clients to shift their focus into that healing energetic space? Or are we only resolving one issue at a time? It's so important for us to focus on that, because we know in Western medicine, we focus on the symptoms. They focus so much on the symptoms of taking care of the leaves, but what are we doing? We're getting down into the roots so that the whole being can thrive. Wholeness. It's so important to focus on that wholeness in our sessions when we're working with our clients and all the different things that we're all encountering every day in our beautiful work. Putting out the right energy, putting out the right intention, and seeing where that can be used to resolve the trauma, the unresolved energy that our clients, that we are carrying each and every day, and how it's a constant shift. What you practice grows stronger. And as you connect to practicing shifting that energy, you get better and better at it. Our clients get better and better at it. They recognize it, they let it come up, and find ways to resolve it rather than keep pushing it down, or rather than only focusing on this or this or this. Whole. That's my message for today. Do with it what you will, and I'll see you next time.